Are you going to open up
Yes.
2025 for us, Colin?
There we go. I'm getting bad vibes from you, though.
What do you know? No. There's
No,
never bad vibe. There's
I'm getting
facts. There's
positive.
facts.
You're always happy and cheery and all that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
this is I'm getting a you don't give the Steelers a big chance to win this game in Baltimore vibe.
Okay. So let's clarify that. Yesterday, you had me out also on your show as a guest.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and then you kicked me off. But then that was funny.
Yes.
You could have laughed. So here's the thing. I'd like to do something today called it's 1st and 10.
Got it. Go.
1st and 10. 10 quick hits.
All right.
Number one. What's the problem?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you. What changed?
Offensive continuity. They lose first down a lot, I think.
But what's changed? What's changed to cause them to lose to the Eagles, the Ravens? Last 4 games. Why?
I just don't think they're as good on offense. You go
Good
in ebbs and
players,
flows.
Good coaches, good what?
No, they weren't ever as good as what the start was.
I don't know. It's pretty good. NFL team starts.
Well,
no.
Here's the thing: they're 10-7.
No,
If it would have been
they were
win
10-4.
correct. It was a mirage. If it would have been win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win a couple, lose, and they would have arrived at 10-7, people wouldn't have been as mad.
Is it possible for them to correct the slide for this game?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to come back to that. Russ Wilson, keep or not keep?
Well, you're not going to get rid of Mike Tomlin, so you might as well have some continuity and re-sign the quarterback.
Okay. Justin Fields.
Same.
Okay. Well, I like Justin. I actually love Russ too, but
if you can afford it.
Well, I think Russ is going to be pretty expensive to keep. Okay. Najee Harris.
No.
Keep or pass?
No, pass.
Okay. George Pickens, keep or pass?
I would have got rid of him yesterday.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Didn't we know? This is no surprise? Didn't we know what we were getting with him?
Yes, it was just an attempt to try to control him as best you can, and now you understand that it's uncontrollable. I would contemplate not playing him in a playoff game.
Ooh, yeah, but that hurts the team because he could rise to the occasion because he does have the ability. His inability is his mental state. He needs to stop it, and if he can control him, he can help the team. So I'm not sure I would do that. But
all right,
it's a great perspective. Is our running back Jaylen Warren? Is he good enough to be our feature back
when healthy? Yes.
You really think so?
Yes.
Okay, I question that, but I don't.
I just don't. I think there's only like 4 or 5 great running backs in the league, and then everybody else is the same.
I don't know. There's some good ones. Who's the guy on Detroit?
Detroit. He's very good. There's 4 or 5, and then I think
I would have actually taken Ezekiel Elliott. I would have picked him up when the Cowboys released him. I would have done that. Now I know it's late in the season, but I thought that was a class act, by the way, what Jerry Jones did in Dallas to be able to release him so he could pick up for his last season, maybe with somebody
right
that had the potential. Okay, so what should we draft?
Oh, they're going to have to draft a receiver if they're not going to put their long-term hopes into George Pickens.
Draft or sign a free agent?
In terms of, that's a good point. If you could find a free agent at a good price point, you could do that. What we're seeing, though, is like all these answers are trying to answer something that the question or that the problem is just inevitability. And the inevitability is this: the Pittsburgh Steelers are an average football team lumped in with many around the NFL. And there's false hope from the fan base and from some other people that this is an elite football team, and it's just not anymore.
So we were 10-3. when we
Yeah,
started this slide?
10, yeah.
Okay. So if you're Mike Tomlin, how do you stop it? What's your mindset? What do you know, when you go into the locker room, obviously you can't beat him up. What's your mindset? How do you prepare this team to win this game?
Well, they always play close in Baltimore. That's one thing you lean into. They seem to defensively have Lamar Jackson's number more than any team in the NFL. So you lean into that. But
Except on that, your counterpoint to that for me is yes, they seem to have Lamar Jackson's number, but Buffalo and Harbaugh also know that same fact, and I think they'll be prepared for him not to have that same type of a game.
oh yeah, Baltimore's definitely going to prepare. Baltimore's going to be really good. There's no question. I don't think they're going to win this game. I do think they stand a chance. Like I think it'll be a one-score game, like every other Steeler Baltimore game is. But I don't think they're going to win. I don't know if there's much hope. Like if you ask the Steelers to, okay, I put it this way, and this is why I don't have a lot of answers today. If you ask the Steelers as they're currently constructed to play 18 football games and they win 10, that's like what they are.
Yeah, but what's your point?
That there's no, this is what you get. You're asking you're asking a car to perform as it performs. You're not gonna. That's what you're doing. Like a car that is meant to drive on the highway isn't going to go off road and tackle all these moguls and go all over the place. The Steelers are, if they played 18 games, they're going to win 10 of them.
Okay, so they're 10-8. But so
right.
Let's go back to my very good friend is Ken Wisenhunt.
Right?
And he's been a friend, and I never like to say anything bad about Ken. But when Ken left the Steelers,
right,
and he went to Arizona, he won the division at 7-9. 7-9 won the division. So does it really matter? Because his goal and his mantra from the day he walked in the door was win the division. He didn't say win 10 games. He didn't say win 12 games. He said win the division, which they did. So is that a bad job or a good job?
Well, it's good enough to win the division. It's not necessarily one of the best jobs ever done in the NFL.
No, but I'm curious because I actually don't remember. Was that the year he went to the Super Bowl?
I believe, yes.
Yeah. So he goes to the Super Bowl. Should have won that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So much of it's circumstantial, I think.
Well, I just think we're asking, or the people that are demanding or wanting more than this are asking for something the Steelers are not. The Steelers played above their head for a little while, and then it found its level. And kind of that's where they are. They're a team that if they play 20 games, they win 11, maybe 10, no more than 12. They're just above a 500 football team is currently constructed.
What would you change in terms of the approach to the game?
I changed the head coach like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Not that he
Did
won't.
you watch Hard Knocks?
I don't watch it. No.
You know?
No,
but I haven't seen it either, but they tell me that it's clear that Tomlin's relationship with the players is very strong.
It's super strong. Here's the thing. He just isn't the right fit here anymore because it's results based. He may go on to somewhere else like Andy Reid, left Philadelphia, went to Kansas City and was very great. Who cares about that? Who cares about who are you going to find next? At some point in time, it has to be about the results and the lack of results in the current position. I mean, it's just kind of like what it is.
Well,
it's
knowing Mike Tomlin, it wouldn't surprise me. Well, first of all, I wouldn't fire him. But second of all, if we lose this game and we're out, it really wouldn't surprise me if Mike Tomlin resigned. It wouldn't surprise me. Only because I think he'd get to the and second of all, and if I'm Mike Tomlin, my next job is I'm taking that New York Jets team.
He could handle New York. I know that.
He could. He could. And it would be such a great forum for him because he would have immediate results there, immediate impact. And listen, I want him to win out here because I do like him and I do like his relationship because I believe that that's the essence and the foundation of team. And that's what he builds. So the relationship is so important, as you know, as a leader in anything. But somehow and again, I tend to look at the assistants. I really do. Minka was talking about, we're not on, or Minka was exposed greatly the
Right.
past, right? Greatly. How can that be? He's Pro Bowl safety. How can he be exposed so poorly? How are we bringing out the best in our people? Because I got to tell you, and I might have mentioned this yesterday to you, I watched the Cleveland game, and man, I don't know how they would win anything because their talent pool is horrible, and it's based only on comparison. I don't think we have a horrible talent pool. I think Dan Moore Jr. is getting a lot of attention, in terms of a negative attention. Um, it seems like, Russ, where do you want him to do? He's got no time, zero time. But
No,
when you
well,
watch Joe Burrow, he's 2.5 seconds and out, done, gone. And that ball's soaring. So, is that part of something like why aren't our guys getting open? Does that go back to we don't have a good number 2 receiver? I don't know.
well, it's obvious that nobody's in Joe Burrow's stratosphere at quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That he makes his own hay. Draft and development can be really questioned at this point. It can be.
I mean, they were talking about Mike Tomlin getting Coach of the Year.
They were
5 weeks ago.
Then it fell off. And again, it's the NFL more than any league is the ultimate what do you do in the playoffs league. The regular season is just a vehicle to get there.
Yes.
And they've gotten there. And at some point in time, you have to base everything on playoff success. I think so. And I've been there for a while now. That's why it's the easiest thing to predict the Pittsburgh Steelers. Regular season success, playoff time comes around, they lose going into the playoffs. Then when the playoffs happen, they underachieve, and you say, go get them next year. They're not going to break their own cycle. There needs to be something seismic steps in and breaks it for them. The owner makes a decision, the coach retires, something crazy happens because they seem to be okay with this. And I just don't know if the law of averages says that at some point it's going to work itself out to where they're going to bust through the ceiling with Mike Tomlin there. Because
lose. We have 20 seconds, win or lose Saturday.
Lose, but closer than you think. What do you think?
I think 17 points is a lot of points. And it's 10, and if you tease it, it's 17.
Yeah, it's 10. It's 10. Like the real line's about 10. Do you think they're going to lose by 10?
I think they could. They lost by 17 3 weeks ago.
See, I think there's going to be a snowstorm. I think that Lamar Jackson is exposed in weather with having to throw the football. He doesn't throw the football very well in weather. He doesn't throw the football very well at all, but he doesn't throw it in weather.
I think Lamar Jackson is going to have a Joe Burrow type of game.
What? You can't stand Lamar Jackson.
I can't. But
you just predicted he's going to have a great game?
I did. I think he's going to be so prepared for this. I think Baltimore is going to be so prepared. I think that they know everything you know. They know everything I know. They see it. I'm just telling you, I really believe it. And they're just starting to click. When we're starting to fail, they're starting to click.
21-16 Baltimore.
Oh, I'll bet you $1.
You think it's going to be wider than that?
If we lose, if we don't do something different. Now, if we go in there and do something different, for example, when we, first down, win first down, start rolling Russell out on first down,
right?
Rolling him out short, 7-8 yard hits. If they do that, they can win.
So what do you honestly, they're not going to do that. So you think it's going to be like 35-14 or something?
If they lose, it's going to be that.
Oh, it's going to be big.
It's going to be big.
Are you staying up that late? Are you going to be up that late, Richard?
That's a stretch. I'm not sure.
Me too. But I do like the Saturday night late starts. They do not mess up my schedule at all.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of convenient, but I can promise you I'll be texting you throughout the game.
I'll be answering 21-16 Baltimore.
Okay. Write it down.
Write it down. I'll text you on
Thank
Saturday.
you.
You'll text me Saturday. I'll see you.
I promise.